So as always, just beginning by welcoming you to this beautiful platform of Studio B. And I'm so grateful that you're here and that you've taken 30 minutes just to move your body today. And we are pretty quickly going to get right to it. But I just want to let you know that really the foundation of today's practice is all about present moment awareness, which basically just means practicing being present with what is here right now. And this is really inspired by one of the foundational texts for yoga, which is the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. The very first phrase in the Yoga Sutras is atha yoga nusasanam. And the word atha in Sanskrit is translated in English to mean now. So Patanjali was very clear that the practice of yoga happens right now. It doesn't happen 30 minutes ago or an hour from now. It happens by being connected to the present moment. Let's start standing today. So a little bit unique for me. And come to the front of the mat. And when I get started, I tend to like to take up my space. So feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And just lengthen the arms. And we're going to start by bringing some awareness to the neck, some really gentle movement here. So as you inhale, just let your chin drift up right to the seam where the wall and the ceiling meet. And as you exhale, let the chin drop to the chest. And just do that several times, maybe linking that with the breath, inhaling chin up and exhaling chin down. And there's not any forcefulness here. This is just us showing up and being present with whatever sensations are in the neck. Now, the next time you pass through center, pause for a moment and then switch horizontally. So inhale your chin over your right shoulder and exhale the chin over the left shoulder. And just letting the head glide from side to side. Eyes can be open or closed, whatever feels most natural to you. Maybe one more time each direction. And the next time you pass through center, go ahead and stop. And one more movement here. Let your right ear drop to your right shoulder. I'm going to turn to face you so that you can see me here. And without changing anything, I just want you to energize your left arm and reach your left fingertips towards the floor. And just the subtlety of waking up that left arm is going to kind of activate that sensation a little bit more. Now let your chin drop towards your right collarbone, ever so slightly. And that sensation kind of shifts towards the back of the neck. And then relax your left arm and let the head just slowly come back up to center. And take a breath here. As you inhale, you might just say to yourself, be. And as you exhale, saying to yourself, here. And then let the left ear drop over to the left shoulder. And once you get comfortable there, start to activate that right arm, reaching the right fingertips towards the floor. And we're not trying to create any sensation as much as we're just noticing. So what happens when you do that? And you just watch. And then let your chin drift towards your left collarbone. And again, we're not trying to make anything happen. We're just watching what naturally occurs in the present moment when we make these subtle movements. And then relax the right arm. Let the head drift back up to center. And again, as you inhale, you might just say to yourself, be. And as you exhale, here. We'll move into a couple half salutations. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, looking up. And then exhale, swan dive, folding over the legs. Inhale, lift up halfway to a tabletop spine. And exhale, fold back in. So we're starting to create a little bit more movement in the body in a really gentle way. Sweep the arms out and all the way up. And then bring the palms together in front of the heart. We'll do one more of those half salutations. Inhale, sweep those arms out and up. Exhale, folding over the legs. And you could use that affirmation. Inhale, be. And exhale, here. Sweeping arms out and all the way up, be. Here. We'll add on for full sun salutation, reaching those arms forward, up, a little back bend at the top. And then long spines as you fold over the legs. Take your left leg to the back of the mat and just gently let the left knee find the mat. Take a full inhale here. You're being right here in this lunge. And then we transition back to downward facing dog. And so every pose requires us to be present in a different kind of way. Knees, chest, and chin, lowering the knees, chest between the thumbs, chin out front, Ashtangasana. Sliding to the belly, and then lifting to either a little baby or a medium-sized cobra. It doesn't have to be super big yet. And then shift it back, downward facing dog. Give yourself a full breath in, just being right here in this downward facing dog. And then looking forward, step the left foot forward, melt the right knee down. Inhale here. Exhale, step the right foot forward to meet the left and fold in Uttanasana. Circle sweep the arms out, up and back. Bring the palms of the hands together. We're going to add on the next time. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, bring the palms of the hands together. Inhale, reaching forward, up, a back bend at the top. Exhale, folding over the legs. Step the right foot to the back of the mat, lower the right knee, and we're going to spend a little bit more time here. Sweep the arms up to the ceiling. Get settled into your lunge, feeling strong and stable. Really nice. And now we're going to twist this. So drop your left arm behind you just until it's parallel to the floor. Revolve your torso around to the left. Keep reaching your right arm up towards the ceiling so your arms look like a capital L shape. Good. Take one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, windmill the arms down to the mat and step it back, downward facing dog. So every moment is requiring you to be aware of something different. Shift forward to plank pose and lower through chaturanga. But if we're really connected to the present moment, upward facing dog, we're able to respond to whatever is here in real time, down dog. Step the right foot forward, left knee down. Sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. I always joke the additional pose in our sun salutations is the adjustment of our yoga clothes, right? It's like the unmentioned pose in the flow. Drop your right arm behind you, twist around to the right. And just notice kind of like, what does this moment require of you now that you're twisting, you're revolving? There's something different for you to work with here. And then windmill the arms down to the mat. Step your left foot forward. Fold in Uttanasana. Now listen carefully here. Inhale, lift up halfway to a tabletop. We're going to come into chair pose. Bend your knees, drop your pelvis. You could either bring hands to heart center or you could reach them overhead. Your choice. We've got 3 full breaths here. Notice that the seat, my pelvis, is not only down but also moving back. 2 more breaths here. My toes are on the mat, but they're not really gripping it. And then standing all the way up, back bend at the top, palms of the hands together. 1 more round of sun salutations. Inhale, be right here. Exhale, bring the palms of the hands together. Inhale, reaching forward, up and back. Exhale, straighten the spine, sit back to your chair pose. So we're in that chair, bring the palms of the hands together. Let your weight shift to your right foot. See if you can pick up your left foot. It's like a little flamingo. Now we're gonna move into praying mantis pose. Torso is gonna come over the right thigh. Reach that left leg up and back like the tail of a praying mantis. Feel the shoulder blades coming together for 3 more breaths. The nice thing about balancing poses is they absolutely require you to be connected to the present moment. Lower your left toes to the mat. Beautifully done. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. High lunge. Settle in here. We're going to take that twist. Right hand behind you parallel to the floor. Twist around. And noticing, okay, how do I have to navigate this lunge now that my back knee is lifted? What is different here that requires me to be present. And then windmill the arms down, step it back, downward facing dog. Shift it forward to plank pose. Listening carefully, drop your heels to the right. Maybe sweep your left arm to the ceiling. If you want more support, lower your right knee. One more full breath, Vashisthasana side plank. Lower left hand. Sweep the heels through center and over to the left. Maybe reach the right arm to the ceiling. Know that you could give yourself support by lowering the left knee. And then looking down, shift to plank pose. Inhale, broaden those smiling collarbones. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath here in B. Full breath out here. Looking forward, step your left foot forward. Reach those arms up towards the ceiling, high lunge. Bonus pose if you need to adjust your yoga pants. Find your balance here. And now we're going to twist. Left arm behind you, parallel to the floor. I haven't forgotten about that praying mantis. On this side, it comes at the end of the sequence. So don't worry, I haven't forgotten. Couple breaths here. Knowing that the mind's job is to think. So if you notice the mind thinking, see if you can bring it back to what's happening right here. Now come out of the twist. We're going to move towards that praying mantis. Bring hands to heart center. Hop your back foot in about halfway. Good. Now take the torso, lean it over that left thigh, shift the weight forward, and then start to reach the right leg back and up. Praying mantis pose. 3. 2, if you want to make it a super level 3 advanced pose, then smile. Last breath. Now you're going to come to chair pose from here. Right foot next to the left. Sit down. Imagine you're in the most comfortable recliner of your life. This is a really good place to be. Maybe reach those arms. One more breath here. And then stand up tall. Bring the palms of the hands together. Lengthen them alongside your body. Close your eyes. And you get the gift of about a 10-second meditation. Your job right now is just to pay attention. What is my body telling me? How's my breath doing? In particular, how's your exhale doing? And then we're going to move into a couple more standing poses. Bring the hands to the waist. Step your left foot back nice and wide. Moving into Prasarita Padottanasana. Now, if you know that you have really tight hamstrings, you might want a block or a stack of books underneath you here, okay? Because we're going to be in this shape a few minutes. Inhale, lengthen back. Just lift the heart a little bit. And then nice long spine folding forward. Beautiful. Drop the hands to the floor and bring your hands right underneath your line of sight. Take your left hand right in the center, right hand to your low back. I call this heart like a wheel. Start to pivot your navel to the right, heart to the right, and then reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, really revolving the heart around. Maybe you can even look up at the ceiling if that doesn't strain the neck. Noticing how frequently the mind might wander. And you don't need to get frustrated at it. Just keep bringing it back. Look down at the mat, unwinding that twist. Right hand replaces the left, left hand to low back, and then revolving around navel, heart, left shoulder melts onto the back, and then left arm up to the ceiling. So you can think of it as it's just an opportunity to practice your beginner's mindset. You just start over again and again and again. So every time the mind wanders, you're just like, okay, I'm going to come back to the present moment. This is where I am. Last inhale. Exhale, lower that left hand down. Walk both hands towards the right foot. Take your left hand to your outer calf or ankle, and then right hand to low back again. See if you can bend your left elbow in the direction of your mat. For some of you, it may touch. Now pivot, navel to right, heart to right, right arm up. Much deeper twist here. Keep the kneecaps lifted, legs active. 2. Beautiful revolving of the spine. Exhale, release. Walk those hands over to the left, second side. Right hand would come to outer calf or ankle, left hand to low back. If you can bend the right elbow, move it in the direction of the mat, and then spin the navel to the left, heart to the left. Reach that left arm up. Couple more breaths here. And maybe this is really hard. Can you be present with difficulty? Can you stay connected even when it's uncomfortable and hard? And then unravel. Walk the hands to the middle. Inhale, lift up halfway for a moment. Give yourself a couple breaths where you're not so much in inversion. The spine is more straight parallel to the floor. Now we're going to move into our inversion practice. So it is an inversion just to have your head below your heart. If you have stability and security to go upside down here, you are invited to do a headstand practice, again, if that is safe and secure for you. So starting to draw the head down towards the mat, you could stay right here, feet planted, and this is your inversion. Or if it's comfortable, make sure you can see your fingertips. Arms are in that tripod position. Rock to the balls of the feet, moving the pelvis over the shoulders, and sweeping the legs out and up into your headstand. Now, wherever you are, our primary purpose when we're in our inversion is to make sure that we have a relaxed and natural breath, a calm and focused mind. And then if you're in your headstand, slowly begin to reverse out of that with control, remembering that the transition is also part of the practice. And then inhale again, walking the hands forward, lifting the head just so it's parallel to the floor, and take a couple of breaths, letting the cardiovascular system kind of adjust. Then we're going to do one more fun pose here. Samakonasana, equal angle pose. So we're going to start to wiggle the feet to the outer edges of the mat. Sama means equal in Sanskrit. As you wiggle the feet apart from each other, think of squeezing the outer edges of your mat together like you were cinching a purse. You were going whoop. And then if you can keep going, keep widening. But as you widen, keep that cinching sensation in the inner thighs. You can also come to the forearms. Good. And notice if your brain wants to check out because you're like, this is ridiculous. There's no way I can stay connected to this. This is really hard. Yes, you can. This is the practice. You're here for 15 more seconds or so. Good. Long exhales. You've got this. One more full inhale. And then as gracefully as you can, grace being the key word, sit yourself back into Upavishta Konasana. My wall's right here. So there we go. Ta-da! We made it to the floor. Wide-legged forward bend here. Take your right arm inside your extended right leg. Sweep your left arm up and fold to your right. And this is not about how far you go. This is about the integrity of that lateral bend. So I'm keeping my chest nice and open. If the toes happen to be here, okay. But the intent is not necessarily to find the toes. And then inhale, sweep yourself all the way up. And just let the hands settle on the legs. Take a breath or so, feeling the pelvis grounded, the backs of the legs grounded, and yet there's this airy, spacious quality in the upper chest. And just noticing that you can house within your body these opposing sensations at the same time. And then we'll take that lateral bend on the second side. So left arm inside that left extended leg, right arm sweeps up, and then fold to your left. And so the practice of yoga at its very core is about teaching us how to be in relationship with the present moment, whatever it is presenting. So if the present moment, it's easy to be connected to the present moment when it's happy or joyful or easy. But can we also be connected to our present moment experience when it's difficult or uncomfortable or deeply sad? Sweep yourself up, coming back to center. And again, just take a moment to just notice the body being both grounded and free. And then we'll fold straight ahead, walking the hands forward. Now, some of you, depending on how far you go, you might keep the arms straight. This is it. This is as far as you go. For others, you could come to the forearms. One of my favorites is just to hold your face. Makes me think of how I hold my kids' faces. Or maybe stack your forearms or your hands and fold. And this is just a reminder for you that there's no hierarchy in these poses. Wherever you are is an absolutely blissful place to be. Giving yourself one more breath, maybe as you inhale, be. And as you exhale, hear. And then walking the hands up and in, we'll take a spinal twist. So take your left leg to meet your right leg, and then bend it and cross that left foot over the extended right leg. Hug that left knee in, reach the right arm up, back and around, spinal twist. And notice, like you can tell, your body knows the practice is coming to an end in the next 5 or 6 minutes. So notice if the mind has already started thinking about what you're doing next. And see if you can just give yourself permission to just give yourself 5 more minutes. Just be here. Unwind that twist. Take your left leg wide again. And we're going to do just a little counter pose that I like to do. Bring your hands behind you, fingertips are facing away from you. Start to point your toes and then push down into your hands and see if you can, I've got my wall behind me, see if you can lift your pelvis, lift your heart, and drop your head back. This is a nice opening just for 2 breaths. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, just ride that exhale down, putting the pelvis back on the mat. And we'll do our twist on the second side. So take the right leg to meet the left, crossing the right foot over the extended left leg. Hug in the right knee with the left arm and then reach up, back and around, spinal twist. And one of the reasons I really like these 30-minute practices is it's really proof that you can fit it all in 30 minutes. You can do some warm-ups, you can flow and challenge your body, and you can also have time to slow down and breathe and just be. And you can fit that all in 30 minutes. It is possible. And then start to release out of that. We're going to come into a brief Shavasana, extending the legs and the arms, lying on your back. And we're going to do one full body tense and release here, which can just help us to relax really quickly. So when I tell you to, you're going to point your toes, make fists with your hands. You'll lift your legs, your arms, and your head off the mat, squeeze tightly. And then when I say the word release, you'll drop the body back to the mat like a limb cut from a tree. So to prepare for that, take a full body breath in, complete breath out. And then point the toes, make fists with the hands. Tense every muscle in your legs, your arms, your buttocks. Lift your legs, your arms, your head. Squeeze tightly. Release. Feeling that tension just dropping out of the body into the mat. And seeing if for the next minute you can give yourself permission to just take a break from your thoughts and just to experience the more spiritual aspects of your being. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Maybe elongate the arms overhead for a full body stretch. And then in your own way and in your own time, making your way back up to a comfortable seat. And for the final 90 seconds or so of this practice, we're going to do about 1 minute of mindful breathing and then a 30-second meditation. For that breathing, we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. So if you're familiar with that, you can start it on your own at any time. If you need a little bit more instruction, make a soft fist with your right hand and release the thumb and the ring and pinky finger and draw the hand to the face. Take a full inhale through both nostrils. Cover the right nostril with the thumb and slowly exhale out your left. And then inhale through the left nostril and switch, releasing the thumb and exhaling out the right. And continue with this pattern of exhale, inhale, switch at your own pace. And as you continue with this breath, you might incorporate the affirmation that we use throughout the practice. As you inhale, be. And as you exhale, here. Be. Here. Be. Here. On your next exhalation, you can release the hand to your lap, sliding very naturally into a brief meditation, and you might notice that that affirmation continues in the mind. Be. Here. And then we'll bring the palms of our hands together to seal this practice. Knowing that this practice of present moment awareness does not just live on the rectangle of our yoga mat, but is something that we can take with us into every aspect of our life. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace.